Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
We think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome to RadioAMB, designed for those who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Smucker, a licensed cosmetologist that's been in the business for over 40 years. RadioAMB stands for American-Made Beauty, and it's where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. Our segment sponsor today is AmericanMadeBeauty.com, a beauty platform designed to help consumers find beauty companies that are implementing the industry's best practices to bring you quality products and services. Go to AmericanMadeBeauty.com to find beauty, health, wellness products that meet the strictest standards and that reflect their American heritage. Check out our newest e-commerce site that we'll be launching later this month. If you've been listening to our show for a while, you most likely have figured out that I have some wonderful connections around the world. Trust me when I tell you that this isn't by accident. There are two skills that I've developed early in my life that has propelled me in every stage of my career. The first is my speaking ability, and it didn't come naturally. I was an active member of what's called Toastmasters International for over 10 years. I swear by Toastmasters because it helps all types of people overcome their fear of speaking up. Now, more than ever, all of us need to sharpen our confidence to speak up and let our voices be heard. The second skill was my ability to meet new people. Putting yourself out there and having a genuine curiosity about other people and new things has kept me growing, and because of it, it's led to amazing relationships. One of those amazing relationships started back in 2009 when I was introduced through an organization called Women in Green. Sita Thompson and I connected right away as she was in her early stages of building a clothing brand she makes here in Los Angeles and was dedicated to supporting women in their path to self-reflection and discovery. During our feature segment, we'll learn how this California native found her way across the world in Europe and India, and how these adventures created inspiration for her brand of wellness clothing, Sita Couture. You'll hear how Sita Couture stands out from other clothing brands and why some of the biggest spas and five-star resorts around the world are clamoring to bring her fashions to their clients. Stay with us for our Beauty That Sold Deep segment, when Sita shares with us why she's involved with Women Against Child Trafficking and how they are using their influence to change lives. We'll wrap up our final segment today by our focus on wellness to explore how Sita is bringing her wellness clothing to the market and her vision for the future. Welcome, friend. It touches my heart to have you here with us, Sita.
Patty, hello, thank you. Oh my gosh, that was such a sweet intro.
So, when you and I met for the first time, one of the things, in addition to your ambiance that captured my attention, was your unique name. What does Sita mean?
Oh my goodness, Sita is actually, she's the goddess of virtue and womanhood. She is maybe one of the hippest Indian goddesses. In the Indian astrological community, she's Ram's wife, and she is very looked upon. The name is chanted like 20,000 times a day in India. And I was named by Baba Ram Das because I had very hippie parents. So I'm Sita, and my sister is Shanti.
That's great. That's great. So tell us your story. You were born and raised in California, and tell us a little bit about how all of that started.
So I was actually born in Texas.
Okay.
But I've been here since I was very young. My dad is an organic farmer, so the journey was westward bound from Texas to Arizona and finally California, probably when I was around 6. So yeah, I've been here for quite a while. I grew up in a very conscious household, I guess you could say, very Tony Robbins, organic food. Everything was grown at home. Babies were born at home. Dad was constantly pushing us all at every level, you know. And, you know, just to jump straight into fashion, I was like 10, 11, 12, just a little girl wanting pretty clothes, and my dad did not understand pretty. He says, I got my boots, my jeans, my cowboy hat, and my flannel, and I don't understand why you're crying, but you know what? Instead of $200 for those clothes, I'm gonna get you a sewing machine. And that's how it started. My first job was selling potpourri pillows at the farmer's market. So I would say my sewing was like my internal meditation, and then I was very active with my athletics and my dance, and very expressive. But they got me into sewing just to bring me into myself, I guess, is a good, because you just sit there at that machine and you go into the zone. So it started there, and then you mentioned Europe, and since we had an organic farm, many Europeans were coming to visit us frequently, and one of my stepmom's best friends had a couture line out of Switzerland, and I met her, and she would always come with gifts and of her line for everybody, and that, Patty, is when I learned what a brand was, because it was made by her, from her heart, that she would come, and I still have the pieces that she brought to us, you know. And fast forward 3-4 years, when I was heading to Europe for college, and I made it a point to intern with her for a good chunk, almost a year, just to be there and learn. And, you know, fast forward 15, 20 years is, you know, that experience with her that really deep with me. I would say maybe besides my journey to India, I would say that would be one of the main inspirations, you know, for the line.
And so, but it sounds like that whole experience with your dad, who, you know, salt of the earth, working on the farm, really trying to create the ultimate maker environment, where you, like you said, not only making your clothing but growing everything, having babies, and that Zen experience of your sewing. And it sounds like all of that combined with this inspiration from this woman
Sure.
were all part of making this complete cloth, if you will.
Well, yeah, she capped it off. Like, I was just making clothes and creating because that was just something that I could do, and it came so easily. But to see somebody actually, because you would buy, you know, clothes at Lerner's or Judy's, Contempo, whatever, you know, and they were just really great. But it was when I met her, and I got to, and everything that she created, I then wanted, and I understood what it meant to have a brand versus just like a mass production, like what that story, you know, and her story was Euro-Asian silks and stuff, and I didn't obviously create my own brand until many years later, but she would have been like the pivotal person that took me to the next level as far as like my history. But yeah, salt to the earth, having my own sewing machine, developing skills on the farm, creating. I mean, that would definitely be what built up to it, definitely.
And so you spent a year interning with this woman in Europe. What made you make the leap from Europe to go to India?
Well, I mean, I was only 17, Patty.
Okay.
So it was over there. I had spent a couple of college years in Europe, and I tell you, I didn't know then that I was going to have my own brand. I'm just telling you, I was a huge fan, and I was a creative. I came back, finished school, was up in LA, dancing, modeling. I was very into fitness, Gold's Gym, hip-hop dancer, Reebok. I was really into that scene, and acting, and I got booked on a film in Bollywood, and I pretty much went, and I'd been sewing, so I was in college, and I had an interior business. Like I said, I did the potpourri pillows, which then morphed into curtains and duvet covers, and being able to come to you and say, so Patty, you know, here's silk, cotton, Chanel, what do you want on your sheets? What do you want on your duvet, your colors? So I was doing that really young as like a side hobby. Mm-hmm. So I had that business, and I was acting and dancing and just kind of doing everything that I wanted to do. So I wasn't designing professionally at that point. I was dancing and acting, and I got booked on a film in India and stayed there for 6 years. But the first thing when I landed, I was looking out the window and absolutely freaking out on these women who were dressed in the sari fabric. And, so I would do my film work during the day, and my nights were spent in the markets learning about the fabrics, working with the contractors over there, creating just things that I would wear there that were my story. So I created my first collection, which was Indian Princess meets Classic America. And they were all made from the saris from different parts of India. And this was just a labor of love. Again, not really knowing that I was I always wanted to start my own brand, but what does that look like, So I wasn't there yet. Fast forward a couple more years, I'm brand ambassador for multinationals in India, doing film, television, and working with the contractors over there for my dance. I had a dance troupe. So I started working with production, and I got awarded by the Prime Minister under Cultural Development. I said, oh, my goodness, I think I should do something. That was like the business push that got me into thinking, wow, I could really do this. I actually have a country who really thinks something special about my taste and what I think I could do.
And but let me backtrack. So the award that you got, at that point, you were just sort of dabbling with creating these fashions, and it got the attention of some of the people in the Indian government.
Yes. Yeah, the Indian government, the arts and cultural element, because all my styles were on stage for different shows and different movies, and some of the companies that I was a brand ambassador for, I would design their packaging with fabrics for something that is in India called Diwali. It's kind of like our Christmas. So I was just doing everything that I love to do. And then it just hit me. It was time to come back. I'd been over there quite a long time, and I'm going to do this. Patty, I had no idea what I was doing, honestly. I mean, I knew that I wanted to start a business. I knew I had great taste, and people love my stuff. And that was the fire that got me back over here. And I only came back here because I really loved India, but I knew that if I was going to start a business, I needed to be here in the U.S.
And why was that? What was it? Why did you feel like you needed to be in the U.S. to start the company?
Well, number one, everybody in India says, everything great. I mean, we are. I won't say everything great starts in America, but we are leading in the world as far as marketing and brands. I wanted to come back. I wanted to come back. I mean, I could have done it over there, but my mom, my family had been over there 5-6 years, and it was something that I thought also that I really had a lot of gifts to share with the American women in just the poise and the elegance that I learned being in India for so long. I thought that, wow, I have something really interesting now. Like, a brand is a story, and now I have a story, and I have this wonderful experience that I've cultivated here, and I started seeing styles and seeing ways of draping that I thought would be really, really great here.
And so you brought that inspiration back here. And so tell us today, what is Sita Couture?
Well, so fast forward until now, we are a leading lifestyle brand in the spa resort sector. We sell to mainstream boutiques as well, but we've really found a niche in the resort spa demographic, because one of the really important things to me as far as style is comfort and ease. It's been said that our clothes make you feel like you're on holiday 365 days a year. And a really fabulous woman named Rihanna Riego from Two Bunch Palms, she was a personal client, and she's actually the one that really pushed me. She said, the spa resort demographic needs this. Like, we get off the table and we want to go straight into get off the massage table, the facial table, and I go straight into your clothes every single time. Let's do this, Sita. The GSN show is coming up. I'm like, and you're in business. You're not really sure, like, who do you want to do this? Huge chunks of money. And she was yelling at me, I don't care how you get there. You just get there. Like, I said, oh my goodness. And I figured it out, and that was a big life changer for me. That was 2 years ago, and I found this community of people and brands and purpose behind everything that they were doing. It was fashion, it was beauty, it was wellness, but it was like, I would say it's where it all begins. I would say everything in the beauty industry begins with this community of spa resort wellness, because this is the finest, and some of them go off into be huge brands, and some of them just say catering to that sector, but it is the best in the world. This is where everybody, and the women the spa directors and people such as yourself, who this is your business, to make people feel comfortable in the seat of their own body and their health, and that's your job. And so I found that these people who have that mission in their life, I fell in love. I mean, I'm telling you, I went to GSN, and it was like a love fest for me. And I just said, I really want to work in the sector.
Right.
And it started then. And, you asked about doors that we're in. I mean, some of the best properties in the world, and it's growing. We're not in all the Ritz-Carltons, like 5 or 6. And, we're in X amount of Four Seasons. But La Cantera Resort and Spa, Maggie Dempsey, goddess. I mean, she trusted me to do her whole spa tech, her concierge, and we designed a alternative spa lounge line that she sells in her spa as well as offers it in the boutique and in her room. So it was a place for me to take all of my interior background, my fashion background, my dance, and really find a home with all of those entities in one sector. So La Cantera is another place that I'm really proud to be a part of their relaunch, and to have my style woven throughout the property.
Well, and what I love about this is that, for those of you that don't know the acronym, GSN is Global Spa Network. And so, this is where the best of the best come together. But as we tie it back to, sort of your beginnings and that salt of the earth upbringing and that meditation, that Zen space that you experience being on a sewing machine, and to come full circle into the spa network in which you are being able to apply that essence of yourself within the way that you put together your clothing and the style of the clothing and things like that. I just think that it's a really exciting journey for you. Let me ask you this. As you've gone through that, you mentioned that it was sort of a hard, when your friend asked you to come in and make clothing, it makes a lot of sense, this whole idea that, you get up from the massage table and the first thing you do is put on clothing again. What would you say, as this journey has unfolded, what's been one of the hardest lessons that you've had to learn?
Anywhere from style to entrepreneurship to working with your contractors, I would say the number one thing would be trusting myself. I feel like I've learned in this journey that somewhere deep inside of ourselves we know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so our meditation, the way we treat people, the way we interact in life, that brings us closer to our self, where we can really drop into that trust. And I had to learn to trust myself.
Mm-hmm.
So you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then beyond trusting myself, the next one would be learning how first to trust myself, and then setting up appropriate boundaries, knowing that I am that good, and my product, my leadership, everything about what I'm doing is that good that I reject things that aren't in alignment with that, versus thinking that I had to compromise.
And that's so strong, that setting up appropriate boundaries and having the confidence that your product and everything that you're about is good enough that you can say no to things that are not in alignment.
Yes.
What a clarity that part of the journey has been for you.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. And so in this process, as you look back, what would you hold out as been one of the best experiences that you've ever had?
Within the business?
Uh-huh.
I definitely have to say one of the best of recent was really finding the home for the brand and where she belongs.
Mm-hmm.
And not only, we're not only going to sell to spas and resorts, as we'll talk about later what the plan is for retail and reaching out to the public and also boutiques, but finding really the niche where that's where the woman she gets it and she wants it, and knowing that that's the story. Like, we want you to feel like you're on holiday 365 days a year. We want you to have pieces that you can trust. You can trust where they're made. You can trust that the fit is going to be well thought out. And, fashion is something that, we as women, we know when we're wearing the right thing. It doesn't matter how much pain we might be in, what's going on that day. When we're wearing the right thing, that's how the world sees us. Our skin, our eyes, our hair, that's all what we're wearing, close at all. And when you feel that, it's empowering.
Right.
And I really, and women that go to care for themselves, they go, and that's one of they know this. They're going to care for themselves, and that's where it all starts. Like, you can't do anything until you're dropped into that space. So they know this, and to find my home in that has been a huge celebration. That would be the one that I feel the most excited about mentioning. I love, we have a strong mentorship program here that has been super empowering to share all of this knowledge with interns that come from around the world to come and be here. Now, Patty, you don't even know this latest update, but we have some of the most brilliant young women who are just coming out of school. It's their last year, and they get to come and share and be able to interact with some of the best spas in the world, some of the best media, be a part of shoes, be a part of marketing. And that, to me, it sometimes brings tears to my eyes when I get these letters from these women who are graduating and, like, you changed my life. And I'm like, oh, my God, I know how that felt. I went all the way to the other side of the world to be with somebody, to mentor and be there for me. And it feels like really what life's about. And to have all of that come from just following your heart and saying, okay, I'm going home. That happened.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about what makes the Sita Couture brand very special. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Shh. Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com, and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
I'm Patty Smucker, and you are listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. We're here on RadioAMB with Sita Thompson, founder of Sita Couture Fashions. So, Sita, we've been talking a little bit about the background and how you started where you got your inspiration. Tell us a little bit about the brand itself. What makes it different than any other clothing, and why is it considered a wellness brand?
It's kind of funny, Patty, but when we're here, everything's made here in LA. It has, besides the style construction, I will share with you. But we put a lot. Every package that goes out to every buyer, every personal client, it's hand touched by us, which I feel like that is so special. People are getting things that are actually really, really loved. The whole team here puts a lot of energy into our manufacturing. As far as the construction of the garment, built-in bras, elasticated straps, every angular elements that bring out all of the best parts of the woman's body. I was telling you the other day that I don't believe that full figure is bad. I don't believe that whatever you're born with, I feel like we need to really enhance that and make you feel comfortable in yourself. And so we have a full lifestyle brand, so there's different body types that can fit into different pieces, and whatever piece that you end up finding for yourself, it's going to be really well made. It's going to have little details. It's going to have, you're going to be able to go, if you're going to be able to go braless and backless in a certain dress of ours that, a client of mine who's a double D and quite large woman, she said, oh my gosh, I could never see myself in this, and she's got it in every color and wears it to every event. All of the pieces have, whether it's eyelets or it has a handmade Navajo trim that goes on the end, or it's the stitching. It's subtle luxury.
And when we talk about that, and as someone who has had the opportunity to wear the clothes, I have a couple of my Sita pieces that actually I wear so much they are actually showing some of the wear. And when Sita and I talked recently, I said I need to get back on the site and order a couple of my favorite pieces. But there's another aspect of it which made me fall in love with it, which is the whole thing with regards to the fabrics. Tell us a little bit about what you do in terms of selecting. I call it the goop, but it's the fabric that goes into making your product.
Yeah, well, anything that you get of ours can be planted in the ground and biodegradable. We work with modal, which is made from the beechwood fabric. We work with organic cotton, organic linen. We have a beautiful jute fabric. It's a jute cotton boucle that is a handloom fabric that's brought over from India. A great, beautiful chenille. All of the fabric feels so good on your body, and your skin breathes. I've been told many times that women will come home from work, they'll be wearing my line, and they totally forget that they're wearing something that they've worn all day, and they fall asleep in it because it feels so good on their body. I think it's not to source really good fabrics. I feel like if all brands in the world did that, it would be so much better, because we won't even get into the waste and the dyes and the toxicity in the fabric, but it's a pretty abundant, awful thing, and I'm very happy to say we spend a lot of time sourcing really good fabrics that you can be really confident are great for your skin.
And Sita, why is it? I mean, because knowing the experience of living with your product, it is a beautiful tactile experience. Why aren't more clothing companies making the choice to use those kinds of fabrics?
It's a money thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a money thing, and it's Patty. It's everything that we all know about corrupt corporates, the ones that don't care about the people, the ones just trying to gain the buck, quicker ROI. You don't pay the people. You don't invest in the right fabric. You use cheap stuff just to save money, and it's a shame. But it's the same with eating, Patty. It's the same with using crappy stuff on your face. Many people in the world do not even know about this. I have a dear friend and one of our brand partners, Taryn Hipwell from Beyond the Label, and she's TEDx LA Eco Fashion. It's her whole mission to travel the world and educate students and women on the power of your purchase. It's the same as the food that goes in your body. You have a choice. And once you know the difference between organic food and non-organic food, it's your choice. So the education has to be there. We educate in our program. Every tag has a little bit of information about how the fabrics were sourced, where the product is made. Just so you end up, the consumer ends up having the choice. Many of the women in the spa resort sector know this. They shop sustainability. They shop American made.
Right.
That's one of their missions. Simultaneously, brands such as myself and one of my brand partners, Beyond the Label, like I mentioned, it's also for us to share that. Once you have a brand, you have a platform, and that's part of your responsibility. That's from your fabrics to ethical business practices. That's a really big one.
Right.
How you work in your business, how you interact with your contractors. I feel it's not only the actual solid material itself. It goes into it's just as important as the energy behind everything. Just as important. I'm not even going to say almost as important. I will say just as important.
Right.
And I think that is something that I've really gotten more and more passionate about the more I'm in it. So the more people that know this, it gives them a choice. And I would say the reason that many don't buy sustainable, buy local, is they do not know the power of their purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Shows such as American Made Beauty, it's getting more and more out there, but it's a process.
Right.
So everybody's got to play their part.
And so, when you talk about the idea that the difficulty, and we've only got a minute, but if you could share with us, how is it that you can, as a small business, make those choices and still produce a product that economically, you're not way out, you're not high priced, you're reasonably priced. How do you do that?
You have to first it starts with your intention.
Mm-hmm.
It's with your intention. It's what do you want to do? Do you care about that? Once you know not only the power of your purchase, once you know what one product does to you versus the other one, so you have to raise awareness. That's what we do a lot of that. That's what you're doing right here. You're raising awareness to make people think. So how do I? I was raised like that. I don't know anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So and so people, oh my God, I love this brand. I love I love what you're doing. Here, let me show you what it's all about. And so it's our mission to do that, and that's part of our brand.
And so as we wrap up this segment, at the bottom line, we don't know any other way. So we do it, and we still are able to produce things that are commercially viable. So with that, let us take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue this fascinating conversation with Sita and learn how she's gotten involved with Women Against Child Trafficking. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. I'm Patty Smucker, and you're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with the founder of Sita Couture Fashions, Sita Thompson. Sita, tell us a little bit about your mission, and we talked earlier about the fact that you've built this company with environmentally responsible fabrics made with ethical decisions about the people that you work with, taking care of your people, and still being able to produce a commercially viable product. You also give back to your community. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing to give back.
Well, I think I was mentioning earlier that our founder, the phenomenal June Davison, she is also the founder of Women Against Child Trafficking. They're in Riverside, which is the hub of trafficking pretty much here in the U.S. If nobody really knows it, but we're all worried about trafficking all around the world, which is definitely incredible. But here in the U.S., just 1 hour east inland from where we're at here in L.A. is one of the biggest hubs in the world, and June Davison and her group, Women Against Child Trafficking, are really amazing.
So wait a minute, hold on. You're telling me that the hub of child trafficking is here in Southern California?
You don't know that?
I had no idea. No idea.
Well, I'm going to send you some links, and when you find out what's going on right here in your backyard, it's gonna change you.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna change you. And I'm going to tell you, Women Against Child Trafficking, they not only take donations, but they educate you, and they provide an infrastructure for anybody who wants to get involved, whether you want to offer housing for children and women that have been trafficked. I mean, sometimes all their life, sometimes they've just been kidnapped for a couple years. They're traumatized. It's incredible. For people who want to get involved, there's many different ways, with gift bags, with donations, with offering services. So these group of women in Riverside, yes, they have a house where they bring them in. They work closely with the police department here in Southern California, and yes, it's right here in our backyard, Patty.
And so, but you're saying that the place that helps the hub is here in California. It's not that this is sort of the hub where trafficking, the volume of traffic comes through, where kids.
No, Patty, the volume of trafficking comes through 1 hour away from your backyard.
My goodness. So, yeah.
The world. And it is so convoluted, it is so twisted. The people who are involved with this, maybe the most disgusting crime of humanity, they are high officials. It is very dirty. That's why, there's some wonderful celebrities, Jada Pinkett Smith, Ashton Kutcher. They have some phenomenal films that they're making, phenomenal awareness that they're raising, that it gets some coverage because they're really huge celebrities, but even that, because of how convoluted, how twisted, and many different levels of people who are involved with it, it doesn't get out there as much as, say, like, the March of Dimes Walkathon or something that we all know about.
Mm-hmm.
seen it since we were little. This stuff is really, really intense. So it's many people who are making a difference are people like us who find out about it, and we get involved and we help.
Right. And so tell us, what are some of the ways that you're being able to use your influence to help with this cause?
So what we offer clothes for the women and children that get rescued.
Mm-hmm.
A portion of the proceeds goes to support Women Against Child Trafficking. I'm on the board. We're there to raise awareness for events and, to get people out. June Davison is quite a phenomenal, classy woman of incredible style, and she's like, we're going to have a fashion show, and she brings in our fashion, and we raise money based on the fashion show, and we will set up a booth there, and that money goes to Women Against Child Trafficking. We haven't gone as far as taking in the women and children in the home, but I was just talking to some of the girls in the office today, and I said, we should see what that looks like, because I don't know it would be more probably like psychologists and people who know how to deal with that level of trauma. Mm-hmm. But if there was some way that I was qualified to be able to do that and house some of them, like, I would do it. And there's many qualified people, though, who can deal with that, and the June's Foundation educates the people. Okay, and they sometimes the women and children will stay with somebody for like a month as they're getting trained back into society. So it's an incredible organization with just pure heartfelt women that are working with some of the bigger organizations. All of the anti-child traffickers they work together in order to not only help with each other but with the police, and it's almost like you're taking the law into your own hands. It's not almost, it is. You are taking the law into your own hands. Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about this, is there a particular part of the world where these kids are coming from?
So on the back of the milk cartons when missing, for
right.
the last 6 months, or you see it, they're taken every single day. Children, and this is a really it's what's that word? It's not when it's a virus, when it's a catastrophe, when it is so big, Patty, and it is so incredidly disturbing. The higher officials that are actually involved with it, again, that is why you don't know about it. But go to www.womenagainstchildtrafficking.org to learn more. I'm going to send you some links as well. It is right here. It is right in your backyard. It is next door to your house. Okay?
Yeah, so I would love to learn about that. Let's talk about some ways in which we can continue to elevate the conversation around this subject, because, as you know, because of the relationship you and I have had, it's something that is very, very important about I believe that the way that we as any society treats women and children shapes the health of that community. So we've got to look at this and find out various different ways that we can help. Obviously, any ways that you are involved with this makes a difference and helps. But personally, can you give us some highlights or a particular moment where you made a difference that it really touched you?
With something like this, I mean, even just thinking about it makes me cry, because you go to these events and you hear what these women are doing, mm-hmm. the ones that are actually taking them in, the ones that are out there working, face to face with the police. I mean, I cannot even really comment in a way that makes me feel like anything that I may give. I mean, it's so devastating, so heartbreaking when you actually meet a woman whose child has been trafficked and they've been in sex slavery for 5 years. Like, there's no words.
Right.
There's no words for what the child goes through, what the mother goes through. Like, it is heart-wrenching, and it is there. So as far as any heartfelt stuff, I mean, of course, it feels amazing that they get to come out and be in our clothes, and it feels amazing that I can share this information for even you, such an amazing woman of the world that doesn't even know that, So that feels good to me, to raise awareness. It feels good to be able to help raise money, and it feels good to be a part of these women who open my heart, and they freaking make me cry like I've never cried before.
Well, there's the gift, is that it helps us to connect and open our hearts. So let's definitely, after this, talk about some other things that we can do. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit in our wellness section, learn a little bit about how the wellness industry is helping to spread Sita Couture across the world. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap state. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Well, welcome back to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm Patty Smucker, and we're having a wonderful conversation with a sweet lady and the founder of her own clothing line, Sita Thompson, who's the owner of Sita Couture. And we've been talking about all sorts of amazing things, the amazing brand that she's built, but she's brought me into some awareness about some things that are happening with women and children that I'm going to be following up with, and we'll give you some more information about women against child trafficking. But in this segment, we'll take a little sidestep, and let's continue our conversation to talk about how Sita Couture is coming into the market. We talked at the top of the show about the Global Spa Network as being a home that Sita has found for her brand, where this network of spas all over the world are now embracing her brand and taking her across the world. Tell us a little bit about some of the main brands that you have the opportunity, or main spas that you're working with across the country.
Oh my gosh, Patty, I wasn't ready for that question. No, I'm kidding. We're working, I'll just say, right at La Cantera, all of, so many of their properties. There's Stowe Mountain Lodge, goodness gracious, I think they have like 8. I can't even remember the names of all of them. But
well, one of the ways that you and I sort of rediscovered each other is that the largest spa distributor in the world, Universal Companies, is exclusively carrying your clothing line. So that's very exciting.
That is incredible. I love those guys over there. Tracy is such a sweetheart. And yeah, that's incredibly exciting. They just took on apparel last year, and I am so honored to be a part of their organization. And we're just pretty much starting our venture as we speak. We've been in their catalog, but now it's a matter of getting all of the reps, the samples. But it's a wonderful honor to be with them, and I'm looking forward to great things. But as far as the properties that we're in, like I was saying earlier, like a lot of the Ritz's, Four Seasons, Lowe's Coronado Bay, we've got Celeste, the spa director down there, who has given a quote that every woman has to own a mermaid. She says it changes your life. She orders probably 12 a week, and we've tripled her retail. Love those ladies down there, Melissa and Celeste, quite loyalists. And where else? Galantine Spa and Resort Glen, Ivory Hot Springs, up in Aspen. Where are we? We're in.
So you've sort of found your home in spa. And what do you, as you move forward in terms of continuing to develop the business, how do you see partnering with other types of retailers?
So I really, really see us just finding an equal home with our online business. We're very, very busy with our spas and resorts. We have all of our online platforms but moving forward, really getting behind them. Affiliate programs are something we're really, really into, where I'm going to be reflecting some of the great brands that I get to actually try and have a part of my life and actually share them with my download, and they're going to do the same with me. So brand affiliation is really an exciting way to get out there. Just having our URL, Sita Thompson, or SitaCouture.com, having that be a place where women can come and listen to shows like this, where they can come and learn about other incredible brands, and have that. I would love to have these things available on my website. We're not quite ready there for that, but as far as like the next steps would be just brand affiliates, bloggers, getting our stuff to people like you to be able to share and spread the word. Really, really word of mouth, but using our internet, all of the technology that's so available to us right now. That's our next step.
And we're very excited that as we begin the process of launching American Made Beauty into an e-commerce site, we're proud to announce that Sita Couture will be our very first fashion wellness brand. So we're very excited about launching that coming up here very soon as well. And so, Sita, as you think about this journey you've been on and owning your own business from the days when you were in your Zen spot at your sewing machine, what would you say to someone who wanted to start their own clothing line?
So clothing specifically, because I get this a lot with young designers, and I have to say, in turn, I have to say learn. And that's on the external. And then I would have to say, like any brand, it's a story. So your responsibility is your inner journey. So you know what that story is. What do you want to say? What do you want people to feel when they wear your clothes? Who is your target market? And a lot of that you can learn. You can learn a lot of that by having a mentor and figuring out how they found it. Like I told you, my main mentor, Irene in Switzerland, my line is nothing like hers. My journey is nothing like hers. But actually to have spent the time with somebody who has walked the walk and who has done it, like that infused in my young little 17, 18-year-old mind, and it changes you. I cannot, like the women, the girls who come through here, they do that, and they already know that, but they just need to actually, they've got to that point because they call, I want an intern. I'm like, okay, you've come to the right spot and you're doing the right thing. So, first is get out there, and then second is to tap into yourself and I don't want to say meditate, because everybody's going to have their own practice. However you get there, know that your ground is going to be your story. So what is your story? So that's your inner journey, and it keeps going the rest of your life for sure. But if you know that you want to have your own line, Those are the two things that I would say to start with. And after that, all the nooks and crannies about production, about sourcing, about fabric, all of that, that will come. But first of all, get the experience and then tap into what your story is.
And that sort of takes us back to the beginning where I started talking at the very top of the hour. I, like you, our journey has been enhanced by those abilities to get out there and get experience, to speak up, to use your voice, and to network, because you and I met through just a random event that we connected, and we connected it in a way that both of us have been able to sort of be a spiral to the other in terms of introductions and making advances in our own career as a result of supporting one another that had the same kind of intention and energy.
The women's networking programs are there just for that. I met June Davison at Paula Cunningham Women's Information Network. That's how I met my founder.
Mm-hmm.
I went out there doing just that, Patty.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I'm on the show with you right now is because I met you at another network. I met you at another networking event. I mean, it's definitely a must.
And what I like too about what we talked about earlier is that journey, though, is one in which you are very grounded in your story, in your purpose, in your intention, so that as you are meeting people, oftentimes there may be people that come into your sphere who aren't aligned. And knowing yourself and having that confidence about yourself that you can set your boundaries to be able to only allow those to come close to you, that you have that shared mission.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm just so delighted that you're one of those people that have that shared mission and that we've been together. We're going to wrap up today, so thank you, Sita. Give us again the URL for someone to connect with you.
www.Sita, SITA, Couture, COUTURE, SitaCouture.com. And if you happen to be at the We Caribbean show next month, I'm going to be there with Stephanie Rest representing Sita Couture in the Caribbean. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Great. Well, thank you for being with us today, and thank you for the wonderful things you're doing in the world.
Thank you, Patty.
That will do it for us today. Join us next week as we help you enlighten your life with Sherry Hendricks of Laguna Candles. Learn the backstory on wellness candles. Send your comments to request@American Made Beauty. Thank you for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.